What's up, traders? Good morning. How's everybody doing this morning? It is wild, a beautiful day. I'm going to turn off my speaker so I don't hear myself and you don't hear an echo. Hope everyone's having a really good day today and has had an easy morning so far. I can't wait to trade with you guys today. It's going to be fun. I've got the windows open, so if you guys hear the birds chirping in the background, enjoy. It's going to be a fun day today. I'm going to give it a little bit of time for some more people to pile in, and then we will get started. Where is everybody from in here? Does anybody drop in the comments where you're from? It would be awesome to see where you guys are from. Okay, Keith says, good morning. Awesome. Hello, Keith. How are you? Okay, let's get started. So today we are having a pretty bullish run. It's a little bit wild out there. Let's go look at the daily chart for our usual suspects of SPY and the Qs. So this is the Qs. And we're gapping up above the 10 EMA, which is awesome. But what's interesting is I was looking at the 1 hour chart. It's awesome for the bulls, definitely good for the bulls. So here's the 1 hour chart on the Qs, and I'm going to turn off extended hours, just play it out on the regular trading hours so we can see exactly what's going on. On the hourly chart, the RSI looks perfectly okay. We're gapping up above this inverse head and shoulders pattern. And if you look at the broader term picture, then there's also this double bottom with a divergence on the RSI. So the RSI is doing this where it made a lower high, but the stock is doing this where it made a higher low. And I know it sounds kind of confusing. Let's put a line on there. I'm going to move my tab a little bit up so I can put a line over there and show you guys what I mean. So we're doing this on the stock, and we're doing this. Oh, it won't let me put a line over there. It's weird. But anyway, you get the point. We're doing this over here on the RSI. So it's in the opposite directions, which means it doesn't really always have to be bearish, or bullish, but this just basically tells you that the bears are a little bit tired. That's what it's signaling to me. So doesn't mean that we can't pull it back down. So I haven't lost all hopes on the bear side, but it certainly can go higher. So I bought one put on SPY yesterday before closing and one put on the Qs before closing, fully well knowing, my puts expire on Friday, fully well knowing that these could go to zero. And I'm okay losing on that trade if that's the case, which it looks like it could be. So I'm okay losing on that trade. I will be down about 1.8 Rs. So, well, I'm not really entirely okay with it, but we'll see. Today also happens to be a Fed meeting day where we're going to have the Feds go live and talk to the media and decide what we're doing with the interest rates. So all of the market, all eyes are exactly what's going to happen at 2 p.m. So we're going to have to kind of play it a little bit. So indecision days like these, where the market kind of doesn't know in which direction to go, are tricky to play. So we're going to have to play it precisely on technical analysis. So if I'm looking at this on the technical analysis basis, there is a gap up top that we have unfilled. So that could act as resistance. So at open, if we open somewhere over here on the Qs, then I would look to short it down to the neckline. So in general, we know that when we have an inverse head and shoulders like this one, things can kind of pull back, retest this neckline, which happens to be right over here around 330 range, and then look to go higher. So something like this for all my newbie traders, we could come do this number right over here. And that's fine. We can play it in both directions. I'm okay playing it bullish or bearish. I would prefer bearish more because then more bulls would be trapped, but it looks like we could go bullish. So I'm just gonna have a general bias in the market and see what we can do. So this is the hourly chart on the Qs. Let's go look at the SPY real quick. And they all look the same to me. So SPY has the exact inverse head and shoulders. Let's look at it on the daily chart. Yep, above the 10 EMA. SPY actually is a little bit more stronger than the Qs lately. I mean, well, not lately, it's been more stronger than the Qs. So I am also looking to do the exact same play on SPY as well as the Qs. So we could pull back down to this neckline right over here of this inverse head and shoulders, and then maybe look to go higher. We'll see where we open. So I'm not going long on anything at open. I want to give it a little bit of time. The fact that I know that things can pull back a little tiny bit, and they don't have to, they could just run wild. And I was looking at the chart earlier, previously in our down direction, every time we've closed above the 10 EMA, we've actually had a green follow through candle. So this is an example. This looks kind of similar to the candle that we had yesterday. We closed above the 10 EMA, opened with a gap up, so maybe a pullback, and then maybe we go higher. Here's another example. So this opened with a gap up and just kept running. So it could go in either direction. I have a bullish bias in general, but I don't want to go bullish right at open. I want to assess the situation and see where we go. So we're not going to rush into anything right away. That's just the point that I was trying to make. Let's see. Peggy says, Richmond, it's going to be 70 today. Woohoo! Yay! Yeah, it's a beautiful day out here. I could have the windows open. It's nice, and it's spring weather all of a sudden. It was winter weather like yesterday, and today it's spring weather. So, oh well, it's okay. The birds and the bees are out, and it's fine. It's fantastic. Okay, cool. So that's the SPY and the Qs. That's the overall market in general. A couple of things I wanted to point out, a couple of interesting trades that I saw earlier were, let's remove these lines real quick. And this might have been a previous trade or something I might have posted on Slack. So, okay, cool. So here is Morgan Stanley that closed with a beautiful inside candle consolidation yesterday. I like the fact that it is a higher low versus a lower low. And I like the fact that we're closing above, well, we're opening above the 10 EMA on the chart. So what I'm going to do is pull up some untouched point of controls and see where we can go from there. So here's one point of control from this day that we are opening at in the range. So my analysis stands valid. Maybe here's another one. So my analysis stands valid. Maybe we can pull down to the 10 EMA and then maybe look to go longer, go long. This could be 90, could be a realistic target on Morgan Stanley. If we can get a good fill on it, I would leave my target at 90. So Here's the 1 hour chart, and here's the point of control. I'm going to turn this off. It's kind of distracting. So here's the head and shoulders, the inverse head and shoulders on Morgan Stanley as well. I like this gap open on the bottom that will act as support. So I like this. If the market decides to go bullish, this is a good ticker to go bullish with. So again, on the daily chart, consolidation, we've had a massive sell-off for a couple of days. So perhaps some shorts might want to cover their shorts and get out of their positions, or some people might look to go long since we're closing above, well, we're opening above the 10 EMA. So this looks interesting to me. I'm going to keep an eye on this guy. I'm going to put an alert right over here at the 10 EMA. Around 86.33. All right, and see if we can pull down a little bit. And no, this is too low. I need it to go to 86.70. At 80 just to be safe, and just this way so I can get an alert if I'm distracted and looking at something else. I know to come look for this. So I'm just going to put an alert over here, and on the hourly it looks good. The RSI isn't super high or low, it's in the mid-range, so that's kind of good for a trade in the bullish direction. So I want to get filled somewhere over here. Actually, I mean, if you wanted to, you could set this up as a bullish entry, but I want to give it a little bit of time. So here's what this would look like. Something like this, a bullish entry over here. Bullish limit entry, and the stop could go somewhere there, and then the target could be in the 90 range, just around this candle. I think that's a good target. So yeah, I think I like the risk to reward. It looks good. 90 is a whole number, so I kind of like that, to take that as a target, and then we can trail stops from there to maybe see if we can pull up to 92. Nothing's guaranteed, guys. A lot can change in 15 minutes, so I just want to be patient and give it a little bit of time before we make any assumptions. Okay, here is Dash, and this guy also has a beautiful inside candle that I absolutely love. I don't like the fact that we're not gapping up above the 10 EMA, but I like this inside candle. It just kind of popped up on my scanner, and I really liked the way it looked on the chart. Dash has been beat down pretty bad, guys. This is pretty bad. So with that being said, since we're gapping up, and if the broader market in general wants to go bullish, this can kind of take off and go a little bit higher. This also looks good for a swing trade. Let's go take a look at it on the weekly chart and see what it tells us. The weekly, the RSI is kind of low. Doesn't mean that we can't go lower. We certainly can. But the RSI is kind of low. We've had 3 continuous weeks. This candle hasn't really closed yet because we're still running in this week, but we've had 3 continuous weeks of sell-offs. So I think if we adopt to the bullish direction, this could really be fun. And if you're trying to swing trade this, then I would go in long above the green candle today, and a target around 100, the weekly 10 EMA, could definitely work. I'm not looking to swing trade it because there's just so much uncertainty in the market right now. We are an extremely news-driven market, so I don't want to take any swing trades or commit to anything long-term, but this kind of looks good. So just throwing it out there for some of you that might want to take it. Okay, let's put some fibs on this guy and see how high we can go on it. Okay, awesome. So we're gapping up over here. It is a retest gap, guys. So keep in mind that retest gaps usually pull down a little bit and then go higher. So 83, I'm just putting the fibs on there to determine targets. So 83, 86 sounds like a good target range. If anybody has any questions over why I'm doing it that way, feel free to ask me in the chat pane. Ron says, weather's pretty good here too in Florida. Yay, yeah, absolutely. It's a pretty decent day. Taskia says, hi guys, good morning. Hi Taskia, it's good to see you. Okay, the point of controls don't really tell us much. Let's look at it on the hourly chart. I was hoping that it would coincide with my 1618 range, but it's not. So we'll just leave it. We'll just leave it as it is and see what we can get. On this guy, I think a decent entry around 80 with a target of 83 and a stop of 78.89 could certainly work. So I'm going to put an alert right over here at 80.84. Hold on. Might have to take the fibs off. It won't. I'm so mad that I'm going to get, well, not really stopped out. Those are absolute zero plays, but I am so mad that I'm going to have to let go of my puts. I was really, truly hoping. Imagine if we had a bear gap down today. That would really crush the markets today. That would not have been fun for so many people. For so many bulls that went long yesterday. So I was listening to the news earlier, and somebody brought up this point, if there's just, everyone's just sitting in cash, everyone's just waiting and watching. So there is liquidity out there, guys. It's not like we can't move. So keep in mind that we can certainly move. However, the likelihood of that happening and us just lifting off in the bullish direction forever seems a little bit slim currently, but we'll see. We'll see what comes our way in a week or two. Nvidia, oh my goodness, what a beautiful gap up on Nvidia today. We've had a, let's see, give me 1 second. I'm going to turn off the point of control levels here. Okay. All right. We've had a pretty decent looking double bottom on Nvidia and AMD as well. I mean, AMD yesterday was at 100, closer to that range, and that support on it has been solid. I mean, it's just rock solid. If we ever take that out, I run for the hills on AMD. So I really like the fact that this is also building up a good level of support right over here around 210 range. So I love the fact that we closed above the 10 EMA yesterday. We're opening up with a gap up. Now, keep in mind, guys, a lot of buying occurred yesterday, right? There was barely any selling before closing. So, I mean, literally that top wick is so, it's almost a shaved top candle. So with that in mind, we are going to expect some profit taking. So imagine if everybody wakes up today on this candle and says, and even if you were the last person buying over here, says, oh my God, I'm so profitable, they're going to take their profits. They're going to look to take their profits. So we're going to see some sort of a pullback to 230.50 range, and then maybe look to go higher on it. Unless we just open and crap and dump completely, then that changes the entire story. But I don't think that may happen today, right at open. So NVIDIA also has this inverse head and shoulders. It doesn't really have that bear divergence that I'm looking for. The RSI is kind of doing the exact same thing that the stock did. If this made a lower low, then we could argue for that bullish divergence. But it doesn't have that yet. So we're opening above this resistance area, so that's good. That's great for NVIDIA. I love this double bottom that's happening. A couple of factors are coming into play for it, for a bull play. So we're gonna keep an eye on this guy. Set an alert somewhere over here, around 230.50 range, and see where we can go from there. Okay, cool. here is AMD. And so this is what we were talking about earlier. This rock solid foundation that it's built around the 100 range. And just in general, you know, that 100 as a whole number is it's such a good place to buy. If I were buying AMD or any stock for that matter, which is above the 100 or 1 to 10 range, I would want to look to go long around that 100. The whole number just kind of speaks volumes to me. So I like this play as well. Similar, just the exact same thing as Nvidia, double bottom, RSI on the daily is looking good, maybe a short pullback, and then we go higher. Targets on this guy, if you were swing trading, could be decent around 117, 118 area. If you were day trading, we will have to assess 117 is plausible today. Just depends on how strong of a pullback we get at open. So I'm definitely going to keep an eye on AMD and Nvidia, of course. Lulu was brought to my attention a couple of days ago. And I love this indecision candle right over here around this big life-saving green candle that the markets got in general, in overall markets. So we broke that down a little tiny bit, this indecision candle, and then yesterday we had a pretty bullish day on Lulu. So as a suburban mom, I choose to not short Lulu willingly, unless I'm just forced to. As much of a bear I am, I choose not to short Lulu willingly. So it's also sitting at support right over here from a long time ago. I love that we are coming back down to retest these support levels. Let's see if there's another, let's stretch it out a little bit longer. Okay, cool. So yeah, so what this looks like to me, guys, is just a decent level of support. Not as clear as AMD is, but this can certainly hold. If it can, that would be wonderful. If not, and we have a fizzy day today and we go lower, then I would look to short it. I wouldn't necessarily be in it, but if you want to, sure. I give you my reasoning why not to go short Lulu. So, okay, cool. That just happened to come across my radar a couple of days ago. Okay. On Amazon, these might have been previous trades, so let's get these off and look at this guy with a clean slate. Okay, Amazon is looking phenomenal. I see this trend line in place, guys. So I know this exists. And if we break out of there today, then really, this could do some marvelous things today, because all of this sell-off is just insanity on Amazon. So that's just too many bearish people. And guys, it's Amazon. They're not going anywhere. Sure, it's a little bit pricey, but it did announce the split. So, if we're just strictly looking for that day trading perspective, I think this can really, really lift off. And I would have no doubt in my mind that if we broke this trend line, that we wouldn't go higher. So keeping a very, very close eye on this guy as well. Love the fact that we filled this gap from the earnings announcement, the split announcement. Google did something similar. Well, Google is a little bit lower than the gap. So is Amazon, actually, as a matter of fact. But it's, the gap fills usually act as levels of support. So here's another level of support on the bottom. I'm going to zoom out a little bit and see if I can find any other levels. It does have some resistance over here. The old level of support tends to act as resistance. So it does have some resistance over here, but we'll see what happens. Really, realistically, what we're gonna get with this guy is just, for day trading perspective, is either in the bullish direction, or we can look to short in the bear direction if we have a green candle, maybe today or later on in the afternoon. down to the trend line. But if I was just looking at this chart, just in general, I think it looks pretty bullish to me. So an hourly chart, yep, that same exact inverse head and shoulders everywhere else. I want to give it a little bit of time to see what it does around this range, this gap fill area. So 3,000 range, and see what it does. If it pulls back, great. I'm all up for trading it. Okay, Netflix. So I'm looking at this guy. I've been looking at this guy because it just moves quite a bit. It's got a decent range of movement, just like our favorite, Tesla and the usuals. But it's been beat down quite a bit. Netflix is looking pretty. I mean, it's sitting at an enticing level of pricing. So 350 range is where I thought I would go long on Netflix for my long-term holds that I would not touch for, let's say, maybe 10 years or so. So this might be an enticing range for a couple of people. The RSI that we were talking about, the divergence, is there on the daily chart. So really low RSI. And then we made a higher low versus the chart made a lower low. So this could really take off. How high can it go? I'm not expecting it to go fill the gap today. I don't think that it's going to 500 anytime soon, but it certainly can take off in the bullish direction. Don't like the fact that it's sitting below the 10 EMA, so I don't want a rejection around this range. Then it doesn't give us much range to play with for a day trade today. But that's, I mean, guys, that's still $10 away compared to where it closed yesterday. So if we can have it pull back to 343, 345 range, the 10 EMA could be a decent target at 353. That's still a decent range to play for Netflix. So we'll keep an eye on this guy as well. The market opens in under a minute. So get ready for a liftoff, guys. This is going to be fun. Okay, Dash went off immediately. So let's look at Dash and see what happened there. Oh, okay, cool. We're gonna watch it on the 1 minute chart. Okay, it's coming into this zone right here. We're gonna go look at MS real quick because their alert went off too. Awesome. So I just want these things to pull back a little bit more. I don't think that we should be buying right over here. I think it can pull back. In the meantime, let's go look at our Tesla machine and see what that's doing. Okay. Tesla on the hourly, just a beautiful, clean and clear inverse head and shoulders. I was looking to short it yesterday with a very ambitious target. Clearly did not happen. So, oh well, it's okay. Okay, looks like things want to go bullish right off the bat, but I'm still not going to take any trades just as we open. I'm going to give it a little bit of time. You could do a 1 minute opening range breakout. So indecision candle, and we went a little bit higher than that. So you could place your entry over here, stop over here, but that's just, that's just a little bit too risky in my opinion. I don't prefer to trade like that, so I'm not going to touch it. Okay, let's go look at Dash real quick, see if it pulled back any. Nope, just straight off the bat, just running. Oh, not even a single chance of pulling back. Nvidia, yay, okay, cool. This guy is looking interesting. All right, so this is doing something that we wanted it to do. Let's look at it on the 15-minute chart real quick and see if we're gonna get a bigger pullback, maybe somewhere over here. I'm gonna try and put an entry, well, I don't wanna get stopped out over here. Maybe at 230, 50. Okay, we could try that, but it's got to be, you know, I mean, it's going to be a really, really large stop and entry point. So I don't know if that's something that you guys want to take it. I am certainly going to set this up and see if we can make some money on it, guys. Let me just go ahead and put this in. Mirror says, hi. Well, hello, Mirror. Okay. Okay, come on. Don't be dirty with us. Pull back a little bit more. Nvidia. Let's go. Okay, my entry is in and we will see. I like to do it on my phone, guys. It's just a lot easier to do it on the phone than switch out of the screen. I actually honestly love trading from my phone. I'm a way better phone trader than the actual Thinkorswim platform screen trader. Let's see what the Qs are doing, see if we get any pullbacks. Nope, just right out the gate, just bullish. Dash seems to be pulling back a little tiny bit, but it's still, I mean, it went way above our target range and just did this massive move in under a minute. So now my interest on it is a little bit lower comparatively. Yeah, I would have loved an entry around 80, 84. That would have been awesome. But I guess we're not going to get that. And I'm okay with that. Let's go look at our Nvidia trade and see if we are going to get lucky with this fill. If not, we might have to look for another entry higher. The problem with that, guys, is, you know, what if this trade doesn't work out? Like, what if, you know, what if we don't go as ambitiously bullish and we have to wait all day for it? Then 2 p.m. comes around the clock and then everyone's in a panic mode and God forbid Fed says something wrong and we kind of collapse. So I don't want to get stopped out. That's why I'm not looking for really high ambitious entries. Although this kind of looks like it's bear S curving, so we might get our fill. We'll see. So for those of you that are, you know, just starting out or are trying to understand what a bear S curve is, it's looking to do this versus doing this. So if we close above this level right over here, then it's going to bullish S curve, do a double bottom and bullish S curve, and then we'll reassess the situation. We'll reassess our entries again. But if we don't, and this candle closes lower than this hammer candle, the likelihood of that is very little at this point. But if that happens, then sure, then we could go bearish and get our fill. So we'll see. Tesla is just running wild. Crazy moves. If somebody wants to put their entry over here on this guy, sure, you can. I'm just going to be a little bit more patient. I don't think I want to be too ambitious with it just yet. Let's see where Tesla is. Let's see what happened. This is a 1 minute chart. I just want to see where the 10 EMA is right over here. So Yeah, guys, this too looks a little bit scary to me to go long on. I mean, although, chart pattern wise, everything's saying go bullish, but we could run into some sort of turmoil up top. So I want to give it a little bit more time. If Dash wants to pull back for us a little bit, we could really look to short it. I don't want to short something on a bullish retest gap just yet, but we could really look for a pullback and then look to short it maybe. I don't know. We'll see. We'll give it a little bit more time. Let's see what it does. The RSI, just right off the bat, it just went to 2618. And when you're looking at this, guys, it doesn't mean that now there's all the buyers back in the market. It could just very well be all the shorts closing out their positions and just saying, hey, I'll look for a better entry a little bit higher. It seems like the 10 EMA didn't even bother Dash. So, oh well. Nvidia kept running, did not come back for us. Okay, all right. Well, now we know this is a pretty high, big volume candle, right? And now we know if we close above here, we can definitely go higher. But the deal is to close above here. And am I going to set my entry up here? No, because it's gotten pretty high. So I just want to be patient with it and see where a realistic. Well, let's see what a good target would be on this guy too. Because yesterday's candle was so large, the 1618 is going to be pretty ambitious. It's 241. So right over here. And if we get a 230 fill, I don't think 241 is happening, but we can certainly aim to go to 235 over the course of today. So, yep. Okay, cool. This is a good retest gap behavior, guys. This is acting just the way we want it to. So it's pulling back to a decent level, and then I have full, I can put my confidence in it and say, okay, well, lots of people thought this was an interesting place to buy yesterday. So maybe today some new buyers will come in as well. So that's what I'm looking for if we can get a fill. If not, we're not going to chase it too much. And hey, a day of not trading out there in the market and losing money could also be a blessing in disguise, really. Today just happens to be the tricky. We'll see what happens around 2 p.m., guys. I'm really curious to see what happens and where we go. A lot of things are looking pretty bullish, to at least certainly make a run up for a little bit. So yeah, I was looking at these charts in this is the SPY. Let me get rid of the fibs. No, I went back to 2008 and it just, we had this, give me 1 second, let me find it. Okay, cool. So this guy right here, again, we are nowhere in comparison to the 2008 level, but we had this bear drop, and then we came back and made this kind of like this tried to make a new high and then went lower. So just keep this pattern in mind, guys, and then let's go back and look at the current day. So, we're making new lows, lower highs, new lows, and maybe we go make another high. Now keep this pattern in mind, copy paste it to, it's gonna take me forever. Okay, copy paste it to here. Can you guys see a similarity where we're making new lows, lower highs? We're doing that triangle. I could certainly see another high come in. and then maybe we go down. I don't know, or we just keep flying. I mean, really, it doesn't affect us in any direction if we're just day trading, but that could be a possibility. Just throwing it out there. And if I've seen anything out there, you know, with the charts, history truly does repeat itself. So it's could happen. Okay. All right. Let's look at Tesla. It's at the 10 EMA. See what it's doing over here. Nvidia just kept running without us. God darn it. Okay. So this, guys, on Tesla, if we want to go bullish in the bullish direction, I'm going to wait for it to take out this high right over here and then come back a little bit and then fill us. So maybe like around 815 range, we could look to go bullish on Tesla. I would not want my stop this wide though. It's a $10 stop. Let's see. Just don't want it to trap us. Taskia says, I trade on my phone too. Yeah, absolutely, guys. I mean, it just makes sense, right? Why not? And especially, so I used to, you know, I would be at my real work, like my daytime job. I only decided to be a full-time day trader a year ago. And I mean, I wanted to make sure that I could pull in the profits that I was making elsewhere before I decided to do anything crazy with my trading account. So for that reason only, I used to trade on my phone when I was at work, and it just feels right. Like it feels good, and I've gotten so used to it. No, come back, don't go. Here's Nvidia. No fill on this guy. I don't think it's coming back, and if it does, then I don't want it there. Let's see if we can get a pullback a little bit more to a decent level and we go bullish again. Okay, I'm going to keep an eye out on this guy. Is Tesla coming back for us? Yep. So I'm going to go set this up at 815.83. And if it doesn't work and we get stopped out, that's fine. I'm going to do it with shares and not calls at this time. It's funny how my phone just automatically, when I go in to put an order, it just automatically goes to the sell side. It's like it's like the phone knows, like, you're not putting in any bull trades. It's fine. We got this. We know you. Okay. Let's see if we can get a pullback. Come on, Nvidia. Just give us any sort of entry level. This is ridiculous. So we can do the same exact thing on Nvidia too, guys. Now, seems like we're in, hold on just 1 second. Could do a 235 entry, and target would be a new high. And a stop would be 232. Okay, let's be patient. Tesla machine is not pulling back. God darn it. And, you know, ideally, this is where my target is. I only want to go this far. I don't want to leave this trade on for too long. So pre-market high, so 830 range is where I want to get out of it. So if it goes and hits our target before we get our fill, then I'm gonna cancel this trade and not really bother with it. Are the Qs running? Yeah, up like 2%. What is going on out there? Huh. Interesting. I know Keith is here and he trades NQ a whole lot. Keith, if you wanted to take a trade on the Qs or NQ, you could certainly look for a decent entry, and this could be a good target. 13,850 could be a decent level of target. And a stop definitely has to go below 13,500, well, 13,600. So yeah, if you can find a decent entry in this and a decent pullback, sure, this could really work out well for you. If you want to do MNQ, that could work too. On, come back down. And I mean, you know, I'm not really worried about this, guys. Like, I'm not gonna go chase this and say, oh my God, I didn't get a fill, I didn't do this, I didn't do that. I'm not really worried. If I don't get filled, I don't get filled. We're saving ourselves an R. Now, Dash, on the other hand, I want you guys to look and notice how it's not running like the rest of the market. So the shorts closed out their first, you know, candle, and everybody was out. And now it's finding a hard time enticing new buyers, right? And so this to me says, I don't really want to be in this guy anymore. That's the exact same reason why we didn't want to go long. Again, I mean, it could go to, you know, it could go to 93 for all I care. But I just don't want to go in this at this point with the decreasing volume in a really high RSI on it. For this reason, for this specific reason. It's having a hard time finding new buyers. That's all there is. Nvidia just kept running, no fill on this guy either. It looks like we can certainly pull back and get a fill. So things don't always obviously just go up in a straight line. So clearly we could do this. And if it comes and fills us, that would be wonderful. Then we could get a good fill on it. See what a decent target on this guy would be. So on this guy, I would want to leave it around, well, 240. We decided on 240 on the fibs. So let's see. Oops. Is anybody looking at anything else that they might want to look at or analyze? Feel free to drop that in the chat pane, and I'd love to look at it too. Tesla, I know if we close above this candle, we're not going to get our fill. We may not get a pullback that we need. So where is it bouncing off of? Oh, really hoping that we get a good trade in. Okay, all right, let's see what we come up with. They're all doing the exact same thing, guys. There's no way we could have caught any of these guys in action. AMD looks good. AMD looks weak, you know, comparatively. Like look at Tesla and some of the other things that are strong out there. They're just running wild versus AMD is like, I don't know. I'll see what we do. So if we were to look at it from a technical point of view, like a technical analysis point of view, and we were saying, oh, okay, this is the inverse head and shoulders on it. We did get a retest of it. We just didn't get a retest all the way down from where we would want to go long on it. So on a lot of these things, we did get that retest. It just didn't pull back enough to fill us. So my bad, guys, but I just don't, I mean, I explained to you guys earlier, I just don't want to be chasing in this market in these uncertain times. And then for me to have to get filled over here and chase it, my stop would still have to go over here. And that's just too much risk in one trade. And then the reward really isn't that much there. Okay, looks like Dash found some buyers. Great. I'm gonna go look at the chat real quick, and nobody said anything yet. Cool. Come on, pull back. Get us a good fill. We could do little pullback dance if it does, and see if it pulls back for us. Doubt that it will, but we could certainly try. Kind of make this fun while trading, right? If I'm trading by myself, I'm probably screaming at this computer right now. And it's entertaining. Oftentimes Jay will just sit there and watch me and go, oh my God, this is comical. But it's true. It's just, how can you not have these emotions as a day trader, right? I bet everybody does it. And some of you may not admit to me, but everybody does have these conversations. On the Qs, do not like these tweezer tops, these triple tweezer tops. So for anybody that's wondering what a tweezer top is, it means 3 times. Usually this occurs twice, but it happened 3 times here. And so that's telling me something. 3 times the price got rejected at the exact same level on all 3 of these candles. So if we take this out, there is lots of potential for it to go higher, but this will act as a level of resistance. I'm not sure what's up here, maybe moving averages or maybe a previous day's point of control, but something certainly is up over here. And so I'm just letting you guys know about what the tweezer tops are. Hey, well, maybe this will give some of the other ones a chance to pull back and come back for us. Tesla, let's see what that's doing. Yeah, guys, I don't know if it's going to come back to 815 anymore. I think we've missed our chance over here. This indecision candle. But the problem with the indecision candle, usually when I'm trading by myself, guys, is that, so this doji right over here, where it has no real body and just wicks, which means everybody was confused. Nobody knew whether to buy or sell. And because it's red, it means there were slightly more sellers. That's what it means. Otherwise, I mean, if it was green, there were slightly more buyers versus sellers. But I mean, the slight possibility of it is very little. I don't, it might be like a couple of shares, but the problem with buying over here at the close of this guy and putting your entry over here is you don't know really if Tesla's going to go make a higher high or just come back down. So I don't want to take this trade. In hindsight, all trades look good. In hindsight, everybody can look at them and say, oh yeah, I would have definitely done that, or I would have definitely traded that. But when you're trading really in reality, and you're looking at the 3-minute chart or the 1-minute chart or the 15 even for that matter, and things are moving much, much quicker, it's much harder to spot these rationalities. And and take these trades based on your rationalities. So if you're ever sitting there going, oh, I keep missing all these trades and I spot them, but I never take them, there's a reason why you don't. It's because you you don't know where it's going. I mean, I'm sure in your head there was a reason at the time. You didn't just not take that trade for no reason. So don't beat yourself up too much. Day trading is a tough job. I talk to everybody that I well, literally everybody that I mentor, including myself, guys, including myself. When I first started trading, this is a real story. When I first started trading, I legit thought I was going to make $10 million in a week with my $30,000 account. And it was going to happen. I was going to do it. I was going to be a day trader for life. And this seems so easy. You're just pressing buttons. You're doing this. But, you know, the way my mentor, Jeremy, a long time ago, and he described this, Jeremy Newsom, which if you guys don't know who he is, phenomenal guy. He is the one who taught me trading, just amazing trader. Anyway, he said, well, would you become a doctor in a day or a week? No. Would you become a surgeon in a week? No, you wouldn't. This is something that you have to adapt to. You have to learn, and it's a skill. It's a tough job. This is, by the way, this is the only job that you show up to, and you, at the end of the day, you could potentially lose money. What a sucky job that is. I mean, yeah, sure, you could make money, but you could lose money also. That's pathetic. That's terrible. So you're not managing your risk. This could certainly come back and bite you. It's not easy. I love how everybody thinks, oh, day trading is so easy. All of my friends think, oh, you're a day trader. What do? You know, it's not a busy kind of job for you. And only if I could tell them how much back trading and how much research and analysis and book readings and this and that goes into this field. Okay, let's see what Amazon did. I didn't go back and look at that. Okay, the problem with Amazon is, even if I'm doing it with shares, Taskia yesterday when we did our one-on-one brought to my attention that the spread is so wide. And I kind of see it. I agree with you. And it doesn't move as much as I would like to see it move. Well, like with the pace that I'm used to. So, you know, something like Tesla would move in no time. If I'm in Amazon, I have to wait all of this while and then move. So for that reason, I don't trade it as much, and also because it's expensive. My small account can't afford to buy Amazon shares or calls or puts. So it doesn't really work. Netflix went to 351. Okay. All right, so everything besides the one we want to get filled on are kind of pulling back to a decent level, except the ones we want to get filled on, of course, are not. Did this guy go to 830? No, not yet. Okay, I'm gonna go look at the 15-minute chart real quick. Let me see what I can find in here. Okay, I'm gonna put fibs on this guy right over here. So this is the low and the high from this 15-minute run up, this trend, really realistically. And I want to see how far it can pull back. So 813, really, guys, our analysis is on point. Where, you know, if it got filled, this would be a level of bouncing for it. So I'm not super worried about not getting filled on this. I think it may run into some sort of difficulty over here up top. And if it goes to 830, I'm just going to close it out. I'm not going to take this trade. It's pointless at that point. Qs are at 335. God, this might be a decent level of pullback coming then. Let's go look at the Qs on the daily chart. Ron says, I want it to roll over and go down. I have it short. Yes, Ron, yes, absolutely. I mean, amen to that. Who doesn't want to see roll over and go short? Absolutely. If you mean for a specific ticker, feel free to type it in. If not, if you just mean the overall market, yeah, absolutely. I definitely want it to roll over and go back down. Bear trades are so much better than bull trades. Seriously, honestly. And I mean, I've been a bear trader in an extreme bull market. So trust me, I know bull trades are not as fun as bear trades. So yeah, I hope that we do get that rollover. If today is a trend day, however, and we do continue to go higher, in that scenario, Ron, I think we're still forming our waves, and I would not want to touch it until all of wave 5 has come in and a correction has come in. So I just don't want to touch it until, you know, it's done all 5 waves, completed all 5 waves. And then maybe like an ABC sort of thing. And then maybe we go lower. That I would be down to short. But I think we might be a little too early to that party, unless things change, you know, immediately and go south. Okay, they seem to be pulling back a little bit more. Let me go look at Nvidia and see if we need to cancel. Yeah, so on Nvidia, I see this coming in, maybe one more high, and then we can go lower for sure. Yeah, I want things to roll over. Are you kidding me? Yeah, this is boring trading. So guys, at this point, I'm going to cancel both of my bull trades, Nvidia and Tesla. And the reason being is that it's not going to pull back to 235, and if it does, then I don't want it there, because it's just the curve wise, it wouldn't make sense for us to go bullish there at that point. I will look for 240 range. That's where it can start to get a little bit extended. So what we're going to do is set an alert at 240 and look to short around that range. So let's hope that our wave counts are completed by then, around 240, and see if we can short around that range. Tesla too, yeah. Tesla on the daily, I have not put fibs on it, so let's put fibs on it. And the other way, sorry. If anyone ever struggles with fibs and they're like, I don't know which direction it goes in, fear not, friends. Let me tell you. So if you're ever struggling with like, oh, well, should I have put it the other way or this way or that way? Just determine what you're trying to find out. If you're trying to find out how low things can go, if you're trying to, so let's say if this was not a retest gap and it was just kind of like a middle inside candle sort of thing, and it was opening somewhere over here, I wanted to find out how low things can go. I want the 1618 level to be on the bottom. So I want the gray area to be on the bottom. There. Now, that kind of does it. Just about does it. There we go. Now, if this was like a random candle over here and you're trying to find out when the reversal will happen, usually the 618 range is where the reversals happen. If it's a random candle. Today happened to be something completely different. So for today's candle, we're gonna flip it around and find out how high things can go. And that's why I want the 1618 as the target, and that level happens to be around 735. So right around our range that we estimated on the 15-minute, right around here, I think is where it's telling me. And so 735, we're gonna put an alert over there and say, well, hey, when it gets there, alert me so we can look for a short over there. And that would make total sense for the wave count as well to be completed, and we can find a good short. I hope that we get it in time for our YouTube live session, so then I can trade with you guys, and that would be awesome. What did Dash end up doing? Yeah, good call on not chasing Dash too much. Beautiful. You guys, now, okay, this gets me excited. No matter what the overall market's doing, Dash is like, what bulls? I don't care. It's just doing its own thing, which is amazing. This is fantastic. Okay, cool. So now there's two things that can play out. We can either get a great looking head and shoulders, or we can just get one green candle right over here that we will short. So here we go, guys. We are going to short Dash together if it sets up. I'm really hoping for the head and shoulders to happen. So then the possibility of us being profitable on that trade is much, much higher. Why, you ask? I will tell you. So many people that put their faith in this candle, and another run up will be trapped, and they will look to sell. When that happens, things tend to sell off. Bears get excited. They come in just like me and you were planning for a head and shoulders. They come in and they look to take it short, which brings the price down even more, which deters new buyers to come in. For anybody that's wondering what a head and shoulders looks like, it looks like a big giant middle finger. And the other way around is the inverse head and shoulders. So head and shoulders really is a pretty bearish pattern. It's my favorite bear pattern to play around with. Okay, cool. 15-minute chart. And so if we get a good fill with that head and shoulders setup, then we will make 83 our target, 83.85. If we don't get a good fill and this candle turns into a green one and we short below it, then we will have to see what we can come up with. I don't want you to keep dropping. Come on, things. What's going on? No setups whatsoever. Like nothing. No one's given us a chance. Everything seems to be pulling back. Tesla's pulling back too. Yeah. Yep. But I think one more high is in store for sure. Taskia says, I'm in with Ron on that one. Absolutely. I love this bear tribe. It's awesome. You know, if you guys met me like a year ago and I would have said, yeah, let's go bearish on things. Everybody, I literally had like no bear traders that I knew. And of course that's trading against the trend. I get it, but I would simply just put my fibs and work with it. And honestly, if I go back and look at my journal, I think 80% of my trades are bearish, 90 even, I would say. And the rest are just whatever, here and there. By here and there, I mean like buying a call on AMD when it's at 100 sort of thing. So yeah, Ron says the whole market in general. Yeah, Ron, you know, so you'll see this run up happen for a little bit longer. And then right around noon, things will start to reverse because everybody will just all of a sudden wake up and be like, hey, we have that Fed meeting that we all totally forgot about. And that will maybe hopefully entice more bears to come in. Let's see what Lululemon did. Yeah, you don't mess with suburban ladies. It's just a thing. We don't mess with Lululemon. Netflix is also looking like a little bit of a head and shoulder-ish pattern. I don't know if this thing can go make a new high at this point though, because I don't know if this is going to do anything spectacular. We will keep an eye on this guy. What happened to Dash? Did it come up a little bit? Okay, it's working on one tiny green candle. Jesus Christ. This is not playing out in our favor. Here's a 1-minute chart on Dash, and Yeah, we're finding ground right over here at the previous support. So yeah, I want to be patient and set up a short around 88. See if we can get filled. If not, I will move my entry down a little bit. But I think we can certainly get a fill over here. Just push a little bit higher, Dash. About $1.35 stop, so that's doable. We would need $2.70 for that, which is 88, so 86. Nvidia, yes, go Nvidia. So 86.30 right over here. That looks good to me, guys. If we can get a fill over here, though, I don't know if we're gonna get a fill there. Nvidia has to be like the strongest thing out there in the market. It's ridiculously strong. 5 minute. Let's look at the 15 real quick. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, hourly. All right, I'm going to assign one of you fabulous people to keep an eye on this guy and see if we can spot any reversals on this. By reversals, I mean a bearish engulfing candle, just like this one, especially if it happens on the 3-minute chart. The condition is that it has to close first. So it can't be like midway forming and you alert me. It has to close. Tesla's also approaching that 235 range. I mean, 835 range. We will see. Dash is pulling up its socks a little bit, where it was, it looks like. It's trying. Okay, so this closed over here, guys. So what I'm going to do is move my entry down, although I would much rather like it at 87 and change, but I'm going to move my entry down to 85, 82, unless we can close above this 10 EMA and leave my stop over there. What we're going to do is either increase targets or increase stops as soon as we pull back a little bit. Amazon's also approaching that $3,000 range that we talked about earlier. Tesla at 832. Go, baby, go. Yes, let's go. This is awesome. If anybody knows how I can add background music to my videos, please DM me. I would love to, because how amazing would it be? I've got tons of background music that I would love to play right now for you guys. I am not sure how that aspect works. If anybody knows me personally, I am technically challenged. Really, just technology does not work well with me. So, okay. Maybe not then. We'll leave this entry over here, and I will still look for a better entry up here around 88 range. Okay, so if this candle closes like this, I will be patient and I'll just leave it as it is. If not, we'll put a higher entry. Ron says you could sing. Ron, I couldn't even sing in the shower, even if I tried. Really. I have this extremely high-pitched voice, which may not be the case when you're sitting across listening on a different device. But if you, in real life, or maybe even over a phone call, you could really tell. I just, terrible singer. No sense of rhythm, can't dance, definitely challenged. Walking in heels is like a mental task. Like I have to focus, really. So no. sense of coordination or rhythm whatsoever. Okay, good, looks, you know, we're gonna, I hate moving this thing around for you guys to have to go punch it in and back and forth, but what we're gonna do is wait for a fill at 88. How many more minutes? Oh yeah, closed above the 10 EMA. Yes, okay, cool. Now I can officially move it to somewhere over here. 88.20 seems like a good target. So let's do that, guys. I like that a lot more. I don't see Dash going and making a higher high at this point. And if it does, then we were wrong and we lose an R. So I'm gonna punch in this entry at 88.20. Man, okay, TD Ameritrade saying the stock is not available to borrow. If you want us to try and locate it for you, please call our trade desk. Well, that's annoying. I don't want you to locate it. I just want you to let me short it. Can you guys short it? If anybody's trading with TD Ameritrade, don't want to have to do options on this guy because it's kind of slow. It's not really like going super quick. Okay, well, because I can't short it, I'm gonna have to play it with puts. So I'm doing, my R is about $500, guys. And so what I'm doing is buying 88 puts at $3.05. So I put in my limit entry for puts. It's currently at 348. So anybody has a question on that calculation, I would love to answer, but yeah. So I'm going to keep an eye on this guy, and I have 5 of them, guys. Okay, Tesla is approaching our zone of watch out. What did Nvidia do? Of course, soaring higher. What a miss on this, guys. I'm so sorry we missed this. I feel terrible. I mean, for like $1, literally. And then it went up 10 to what, $12? That's ridiculous. But everything seems like it's taking off, except for our boy Dash. I don't know what's going on with that guy. We don't need it to do anything spectacular. I just want you to come fill me. That's it. Okay, Tesla is at 835. So just like Nvidia, we talked about, this happens to be one of the stronger ones. So we want to keep an eye on this guy on the 1 minute or the 3 minute chart and see what we can get. What I'm looking for in terms of reversals is a bearish engulfing candle above the 10 EMA. So what I mean by that, if this candle was replaced with this one right over here and it just took out this green candle completely, we would see some sort of reversal. That's my cue to go short on things or that a reversal is happening. On the 1 minute chart, I'm always a little bit more skeptical because things can reverse and go back and forth a lot more quickly. So I don't, I don't trust the 1 minute chart as much. If it's a 3 minute chart, then it's much more volume, much more confirmation. So I prefer to do it on the 3 minute chart. Okay. I swear to God, seriously, what is going on? Dash, pull up your socks, let's go. Oh. The other way. It's insane. So we missed this, guys, by 30 cents. And surely there was no way to know what a perfect entry would be. Okay, I'm gonna be patient with this guy, see where we can get a fill. And if we can't get a fill over there, I'm not afraid to short it over here. It's fine. We will figure out a way to short it. I just don't want to chase it too much. But I do see the weakness, when the rest of the market is doing something completely amazing, Dash is not. Now, if you look at the numbers just flying off, it's up 10%. Okay, so that may surprise you guys, and you might think, oh my God, but Dash is up 10%. Why are you saying it's weak? Well, what I'm seeing from a day trading perspective is that it is not, it's having a hard time finding more buyers. It's not completely selling off either. It's not like going back to where it came from, but if the overall market decides to pull back, then Dash certainly will pull back with it because it's having a hard time finding buyers. Okay, cool. Looks like this might come in. Now, this kind of looks like the bullish 10 EMA play. So if one wanted to go bullish here, you could. I would much rather stick to my bear trade. I think this head and shoulders is in place, and I think we can get a rollover on this guy. So we will see. This volume is just pathetic on this guy. And so I think that a bear move certainly could happen. Let's look at it on the point of control thing. We could ideally short it even a little bit higher at 88.40, but that's fine. Okay, we might get our fill. Although it scares me a little that the point of control is right here, but we will see. We'll see what happens. Come on, no fill on my puts either. This is ridiculous. Okay, so on Tesla, I think, could be wrong, but I think this could be a wave 5, and I don't know for sure because I'm not, and I'm not shorting based on that. Obviously, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We shall see. I'm not really shorting it based on that, but I think the waves are in, looks good for a reversal. But again, if this is 1, 2, 3, then 4 and 5 could come in also. So I'm going to wait for some sort of confirmation, some sort of reversal pattern to play, and then look to go in. Oh yeah, this is the previous untested point of control, 838. Okay, cool. We shall definitely see some reversals come in. We have a minute on this guy. Dash did not fill me yet. I'm not filled. I don't know if any of you guys are filled or not. The Q's up 10 points. Jesus. Okay, I want to see this get taken out with like a bearish engulfing candle, and we could certainly write it down to the point of control if it gets taken out. If not, then there's no need. Dash is at 88. Come on. There, there are days where I'm like, I wish I could talk to the market and just be like, can you just fill me? It just makes me really mad when these things happen. It's like a waiting game all day. You wait and wait. And oh, there we go. Okay, cool. I am supposed to be filled. Okay, filled now. Yay. Happy camper. And the stop still remains at 89.42. We will see what happens. If you guys took that trade with me, fantastic. I'm gonna go post this chart in our Slack channel for the team that's not really here right now, to be able to take this trade as well. Okay. Awesome. Jesus, Nvidia went to 245. Can you guys believe this? I don't know what's going on. I mean, I thought it would have a hard time going to 240 today. Now it's just like staring at us and laughing. Like, this is just not fun. It could see some sort of resistance over here, just so much buying. AMD went to 115. Remember earlier on in the day, I'm like, well, it could go to 117 today. The likelihood of that happening or not, but it did. I mean, it's almost close to 117. That's insane. I can't believe this run up. there could be two scenarios when I think about it. Maybe it's a bunch of shorts fearing what the Fed's going to say. It could be something in these directions. And again, I don't deal with the politics or the war, any of it at all. Outside of market concerns, I don't read anything about it. I have no bias towards it. But it could just be, may as well be, oh, there's a war going on and the Feds they can't tighten just yet. They can't do, I think they were saying 5 rate hikes. Well, maybe they can't do 5 rate hikes. Maybe the Fed won't do that many rate hikes per year. And that might scare off some of the shorts, and maybe it's just shorts closing out their positions. But regardless, we want to, oh, do we get stopped out on Dash? No, I did not. I'm still in this trade. I don't know if you guys are still in this trade or not. I did not get stopped out. Oh, okay. Okay, cool. Wait, what happened here? So it was this candle that I was seeing earlier. Although this is kind of looking like we're going to get stopped out. God darn it. We need things to reverse ASAP. I don't know if things will reverse as quickly, but we will see. How's everybody's day going? Besides the trading, the trading obviously is not going really well. I'm sorry. We missed a bunch of trades. Should have just been bullish right off the bat. Tesla is approaching trouble zone. Around 843, maybe, you think? I don't know if it can pull up that much. Yeah, I feel much more confident shorting it over here than down here somewhere, just because we knew the fibs were right there. Oh, and guys, I never put a target in here though. I will take 50% of my puts off, so maybe 3 puts over here, because I have 5. So I will do 3 puts over here and the rest at 84 level. So the other 2 at 84. If we don't get stopped out, and if we're lucky enough to stay in this trade for a little bit longer. I think if we just do sideways dancing and not get stopped out, I think we can certainly, this trade will work. Oh, this is a beautiful inside candle. Let's see if we break out of it or below it. I mean, we broke below it, but I would like to see more bear volume come in than bulls right now. Nvidia is pulling back a tiny little bit too. This is a beautiful inside candle on Nvidia too. But I just, this volume sucks, you guys. Like, this is not what you want to see in a reversal. You want to see like massive volume come in. So that's why I'm playing it a little bit more cautiously. Yeah, if we were to take this trade, I really like the 825 zone. So in the longer time frame, well, in the shorter time frame, it would be around, so entry somewhere over here around 835 and target around 825, and the wave counts would have been completed on the longer time frame. So if you're looking at the 15-minute, the bull play is still valid. So things can still go bullish. This is just a simple pullback to its 10 EMA. And so we're not really trading against the trend. And that's how bear trades work, really. So this is a good candle. Okay, cool. So now we can comfortably short this one. Let's look at it on the 1-minute chart and see if we can find a good, decent level of entry. Okay. What we're going to do is place an entry over here. So bearish limit entry. Let me just look at something real quick, guys. Yep, could work. Absolutely will work. Which strike puts and expiration are your puts? Fill price. Okay, so my puts are 88 strike, and they expired this week. And I got filled at 320. I want to say. Let me just make sure. Give me 1 second. Which I'm down on them right now. They're at 285 currently. No, I got filled on them at 305. 305. That's what I got filled at. Yep. Okay. I'm going to get rid of these guys. And I haven't set this up yet, guys. I just wanted to see what the volume looked like. So don't rush into it. I just want to see what it would look like if we were to play out this scenario. So maybe an entry over here. I think I like that much better. Just make sure. So there's this trend line in place on the 1-minute chart. And our entry would enable it to break it. So I like that much better than a higher entry. Yeah, it's below the 10 EMA on the 3-minute as well. So I'm going to use that as an entry point. So 833.80 rather than 835. And stop will be at 844. I'm going to go punch it in real quick. Oh man, no, Dash, come on. So I'm still in my puts, guys, but I absolutely understand if you want to take your loss over here and exit. I did not get stopped out of my puts. My stop was at 260 and it never filled me. So I don't know what's going on with it. Okay, going back to Tesla, I'm going to go set this up. And Kevin, because you asked me that earlier, I'm going to, Calvin, it's Calvin, I'm sorry. I thought it was Kevin. I'm going to do Tesla puts as well. I'm going to do 2 puts on Tesla. And let's see what plays out. I'm going to buy 2 835 puts expiring this week at 1740. Okay. Okay. I should be out on my trade. I don't know why it didn't fill me. Okay, all right. I'm in on Tesla and in on Dash, and we shall see what goes on from here on. Let's see if we do get the retest that we want. My target is going to be 825, guys. Let's set targets as well, really quickly. I'm going to send this out to our Slack channel. Okay, awesome. Yay! Seems to be working so far. So now I don't want to move stops too quickly, but I'm gonna watch it a little bit, and if it makes a new high, then I will watch it and see what it does or how it behaves. But this is a good thing, guys. You want to see increasing bear volume and decreasing bull volume. So looks like things will work out in our favor. And this is precisely what I meant earlier when you have a bearish engulfing candle. I mean, this wasn't a bearish engulfing candle right after this one. This kind of looked like an evening star reversal, but that's where I know that a reversal could take place. So if you look at it, if you zoom out a little bit and look at it on the 15-minute or like a daily chart, that's where things start to look a little bit more clear. Okay, on this guy, I'm still going to leave my stop as is at 260 and see what we do with it. Tricky chart to trade. I mean, look at this. Look at this chart. It's just so ridiculous. Like no pattern whatsoever. I mean, at least Tesla would give us like a good pattern. Okay, let's get ready to rock and roll. So my friend Peggy, I don't know if you're here, we talked about different patterns in our head and shoulders in our one-on-one, and here's a beautiful head and shoulders that's setting up, and here's the retest of that head and shoulders, and then we could look to roll over. Sometimes they can fail, sometimes they work out, but this happens to be my favorite bear trade pattern. Head and shoulders are just the bomb. If you're trying to assess how much it can pull back, so if you're just simply trading the head and shoulders without any realistic targets or any realistic levels, then just look at the top to the neckline. So 840 to 834 is about $6. So I would expect this head and shoulders to play out to the downside for about $6. So just to give you a little bit of perspective on how these things work. Okay. Let's go look at it on the 3-minute chart. Seems to be bouncing off of some EMA. Here's the 5-minute. Okay, just 1 second, guys. Just checking something real quick. Okay, cool. Okay, so this is not working, but it's not pulling back as quickly as we thought from comparatively to here. So I'm going to wait and give it a little bit of time and see where it goes and what direction it wants to pick. And if it doesn't want to pick a direction, so we'll just hover around here and eventually I'll move my stops down. Awesome, awesome. What a slow day this is. And this is very typical. I mean, this is how I've really traded bull days in the past, where things would run up till noon, and we're still early to that party. This is still an hour early, but things would run up till noon, and then they look to reverse typically. And so it is what it is. Sometimes you get an early reversal, sometimes you don't, and you spend the rest of the day being bored, as many of the people that assume day trading is an exciting job and you're just constantly buying and selling and doing this and doing that. No, it's more like just waiting for these setups to play out and being bored to death, waiting and watching. What did Nvidia do? I feel like I want to revenge trade this guy really bad, but I don't want to. I mean, just cause that's not a good feeling. This could work. So I'm in 2 trades currently, and I don't want to take this trade and risk more. So I'm not going to take it, but this could certainly work. If this candle closes green like that and we close below it, I could see this play out for sure. So if anybody else wants to maybe paper trade it or take it, this could be a scenario. I just have too much risk on the table right now, and I don't want to be in too many trades at one time. Oh, this is no bueno. This is not looking good. Okay, so this now on the 1 minute is forming this double bottom range, and that's fine. I'm okay with it. I don't think it's going to go make a new high, but it can certainly give us a little bit more pain to sit through this trade. It can certainly go retest this trend line because this head and shoulders is not really exactly playing out the way it's supposed to. So with that being said, I'm glad we didn't move stops. I'm still going to leave my stop as is. And if I lose on this trade, I will lose about $480, and that's okay for my account size. So I'm absolutely okay if this trade goes south, but the likelihood of that happening is not very high. I don't know. Could be, could not be. I don't know. We'll see. Our job is to just take the trade and see what goes from there. Dash, on the other hand, is working so far. So let's not bother too much with it. Let's just leave it alone. The Qs look a little bit head and shoulders too on the 1 minute chart. Qs have a beautiful 10 EMA setup as well over here. If you wanted to short below this green candle, that could work. I don't know if anybody did that on Nvidia, but that could certainly work. for sure, especially if the Qs pull back, the Qs in the SPY pulls back, certainly could work. Let's look at SPY. Oh yeah, these things looking weak, a little bit weak. The only thing I'm afraid of on the SPY is this 10 EMA on the 15 minutes. We might bounce off of here. Where's that on the Qs? Let's see. Yeah, for them, it's a little bit down, just enough to get us to our target on Tesla. Okay, keep an eye on it. For Dash, it's at 86.09. So we will keep an eye on this guy as well. And okay, come on, Tesla. You don't have to be a hero every day. What's Boss Man Apple doing? Let's look at that. It's trying to pull back a little bit. I love this bearish engulfing candle on Apple. But it'll just do what the markets do usually, just flow with the markets. So we shall see. Okay. What else have you guys been looking at? Have you guys been looking at anything different besides these guys? Our usual suspects. Let's see what the SPY's doing. They're all trying. The Qs are a little bit more ambitious than the SPY right now, which I don't blame them. They've been beat down pretty bad. So I don't blame them. So here's a fun story. I went to, my phone's blowing up because of that. I went to a comedy show. It was Russell Peters that we went to go watch. And if you guys don't know him, you should definitely look him up on YouTube or wherever. He's definitely hilarious, super funny. And I've followed him, I think, since I was like 18. At one point, I thought I was going to marry him. Just that fascinated. So anyway, this kid kept picking on us and our table the whole time. And then he asked me what I did for a living. And I said, I taught people how to trade, or I trade and I teach people. And he's like, oh, that sounds interesting. And then after the show, he met up with me and we talked crypto, which was pretty awesome. It was awesome. For like 20 minutes. And to me, this is amazing, right? Like I am doing that one thing that I love doing and talking to this guy who has no idea. And I mean, I look up to him. It's amazing. It's a good deal. So I posted a picture of us on our social media, and he went and liked it. So my teenage sister is going bananas, going, oh my God, very rarely that happens. And she's blowing up my phone. I don't know if you guys hear my phone in the background, but she's going crazy right now. And I just thought it was so funny. I'm not super active on social media. I don't really take part in a lot of things on social media. So all of this is just a little bit unknown for me. I stick to what I know best. Where is Nvidia going? Okay, come on. We just need a flush, guys. Come on. Dash is the only single soldier that's working for us right now. It's the only one going to work. Oh, God. Dash, come on. You look away for a second and it's back there. So at this point, guys, if you're still in Tesla and if things want to go bullish, great. You can feel free to move your stops over here. I'm not moving it because I know that we're going to have the Fed meeting at 2 o'clock, and some people may want to close out their shorts. I'm strictly banking on that. But if you want to be safe with your trade and you want to close it out, I mean, I know 10 points is a pretty wide stop. So if you want to do that, I don't blame you. You could certainly do that. It looks like it's building base, but you know, I think that it can easily get to our target before it bounces one more time. So let's see where it goes, what it does, what it plays out with. And on Dash, oh, come on. Okay, so on this guy, I now, with all of these bull candles, will move my stop somewhere between here, so 89. That way I lose less if things were to go south. I don't know where this volume's coming from. Like, I don't know what's going on over here. So yeah, that's the deal so far. If it's not going to go bearish on us, then that's fine. I'm gonna get stopped out and look to lose a lot less than that. On Tesla, I think could be a bigger loss for me than Dash would be. So I'm not. Yeah, no, I'll leave the stop as is. I don't want to move it out of the way and then have to worry about it a little bit later. Okay, there's just no pattern playing out at this point on this guy. So I'm just going to leave it alone and see what we end up with. And if you guys want to exit at market, that's fine too. That's another option. It could certainly pull down to 88.22 and you could exit at break even. I'm willing to give it a shot and see what happens with it. But it's 11 o'clock, guys, and I have another mentorship session at 11:30. So I'm going to sign off here from YouTube and keep you guys posted on our Slack channel. For those of you that are new and do not know, we have a Slack channel that you can join. So feel free to come join us there. And until then, I will see you guys next Wednesday. I hope everybody has a wonderful trading day. Don't get chopped up. Stay away from 2 p.m. trading. That's my only advice. But yeah, it was so much fun hanging out with you guys. I hope you have a phenomenal day. Goodbye.